called Oral History. Margaret, 76, born in the back streets of Everton. Her mother's mother lived in the house. She inhabited with 7 children, 3 grown and gone within the memory of a husband lost in the First World War. Her father's father from Netherley over the hill, no remembrance for a time beyond the city. They ate tripe and onions, salt fish, bread and dripping, played with cards and milk bottle tops from the dairy, played hopscotch in front of red brick walls. Until the fall and the houses were demolished, before or after her mother died, her eyes well. And unmarried, she was moved from her home in a flat up into the sky, a new tower on the site of McGregor Street, where she lived on the 18th floor until the block was demolished, and she made it to sheltered housing, where she lives now for 17 years, she says. Her brother had a garden in Shrewsbury, fresh vegetables, grass and green. Her sister had a husband who was agreeable, and Margaret had her mother, who she still visits in her speech, sitting in her chair by the open fire, a fixed point in the story of absences. She only eats half a Mars bar, never all at once. She never wants to overeat. We should only eat what we need, says Margaret, and I nod my head and agree. I'll just finish with a longish, middle-ish piece. Many of these interviews that lead you, or the kind of research that we've been doing, just make you think about where you live, your place, and your relationship to that history, and also to the actual environment you live in slightly differently. So I've tried to encapsulate some of that in this poem about Mossley Hill, which is where so it's called In Mossley Hill. On the footbridge, lads meet to smoke with their eyes closed. Trains pummel underneath, and beyond them blue summer sky is street pink. Fresh wind from the Mersey rustles their shirts. Down the road in the Chinese, a man waits for his order. The old lady serving speaks in bright Cantonese. And along the alley outside the takeaway window, the back-to-backs are face-to-face, hanging baskets topping in the wind. And in my eye line from the counter to the back of the pub, lights flick on in the sidebar, footy on the TV, smokers under the pergola. A couple walking, she has bright red lips. 2 lads drink frothy pints at the back room window. One thumbs a roll up, steps outside to smoke it. The full moon beams across the curve of the hill, while in the allotments at the back of the semis, a man raises a fork which glints as the sky, swollen and ripe, kisses the treetops, warm lips folding over the tips of the leaves. And on the ridge near the big house, a fire lights in the woods. An Iron Age hill fort rises from the mulch. Standing stones in their padlocked greenhouse carve spiral patterns into damp, cold rock. Cows ache for the dairy. In the piggery, sows give birth. In the orchard behind the stable yard, an apple falls to the floor. A child grabs it, runs through a wall and away into the station where the first trains ran. A man lies on the track on blood-sodden gravel. Train stopped, guard pale-faced, hands cupped around his eyes. An ambulance soars over the curve of the bridge, like halo of light, too late tonight. And in the hedgerows mice seep into shadows, scramble through fencing. A cat sleeps on the far wall. Thank you very much.